Hello, welcome to this month's gardening collaboration. I'll list the channels involved in the description box below. And if you'd like to get involved, let me know, because it runs from March to October every year. But I'm thinking of changing the way we do things next year, but... Look, chicken eggs. And good news, we haven't got chicken mites anymore. Maria from the Richardson Simple Living gave me some really good advice about how to get rid of chicken mites, and she gave me encouragement that I could do it. And for 4 weeks I've religiously disinfected the chicken house, dusted the chicken house, dusted the girls, and I think we're on the winning side. But I don't want to, even though it's been 4 weeks, I still don't want to jinx it. I will give you a tour of the allotment. Mind all the toys everywhere, it's kids. I will give you a tour of the allotment, but at the moment just show you the eagle-eyed of you. We'll notice that things have changed. Pudge slabbed that bit, but it's a bit, the bath rocks a little bit, so I'm going to get some bricks from down the allotment to put around the bath to hold it still. That's the metal bath. Bat killed me and Pudge carrying that bag. There's this girl who follows us about sometimes, and sometimes she's really annoying, but she's ever so thin. You know, I've seen more muscle on Sparrow, but she was like, this isn't heavy, and she just picked up one end and helped us carry it home. I was like, okay, she's stronger than she looks. We got a bath there. My plan is to bring 2 more baths down and have a bath there and a bath there, and then finish my fence round it. But because that was so heavy, I'm hoping that our neighbour, the man who lives on the end, he's got a van. I'm hoping he'll help us take it down the allotments, take all the baths off and the bricks and the slabs and stuff. I'll get on in a minute about what's happening with the allotment, but look, we've had so much rain, that anything in pots just drowns, look. I'll tip the water out in a minute, but it won't make much difference because it's going to bloody rain again. Because, yeah, I was really like, oh, because my mum has got loads of courgettes, loads of massive zucchinis, and I thought, I'm not going to grow oak, might as well bin this plant. But then look, I've never grown a courgette before. Look at that. So happy. That one, and there's another one coming there, look. I think everything's delayed because of how bad the weather's been. Now this raised bed, there's far too much in this raised bed. There's no room for nothing, I tell you. I've got my Golden Virginia lot, it's doing quite well. There's a few stubby ones underneath that can't get any sunlight because there's far too much in there. And I've got the pea plants, they're growing peas. Peas! Oh, these come down from the allotment. The lorry tyre is really heavy, but once I got it upright, it was quite easy to push it home. And there's another tyre there, look. I think there's about 4 more tyres come from the allotment. More peas! And you'll notice that I haven't finished the fence around here yet. So the chickens do get in, but they leave the peas and the Golden Virginia alone. So I don't know if they just don't like the taste. Because I had some lettuces here and they've demolished them. They've ate all my lettuces. I saw this left with that little stub. But they've left the peas and Golden Virginia alone. More peas, all the peas. They're beetroot, but they're drowned like everything else. Now this raised bed was from down the allotment. We had one more wooden raised bed. I went to lift it and it was rotten and it fell apart. And then me and Pudgy destroyed it so that them on the committee at the allotment won't be able to mend it, because that's how petty we're feeling at the minute. I put some old wood from down the allotment in the bottom to rot. And now I'm putting chicken bedding on it, look, to rot. And then eventually I'm going to cover it with compost. And then in this corner here, we've got another tyre, which next year I'll probably plant onions in or something. I can't finish my fence yet anyway, because our friends are coming camping in a couple of weeks. So I might need that bit of ground to fill with tents, because I'm going to have to move all the play stuff. So I can't really finish me fence anyway. And I ain't got the other baths down yet anyway. I just tried to film and to start crying, I don't know why. So try again, start crying and all that. Right, it's very early in the morning because I've got an appointment before the kids even wake up. That's why I look like hell. I haven't done my hair yet. But, you know, the kids are in bed so I can get a sentence out. So I'm going to film down the allotment. Because I have still got it at the moment. Let me tell you what's happening. It started last year. I've been on there 10 years last year on the allotment. And my dad had just died. And, you know, that's bad enough anyway. But it wasn't simple because it was a complicated situation. And there was a lot going on internally. And I just had 2 weeks off. 2 weeks off down the allotment. And I got this letter about, you know, weeds sorted out were kicking you off. And I was quite enraged because I was like, I've been on here 10 years. My dad's dead. And you just threatened to kick me off because I've not been down. So I went. The dog's trying to get outside. Hang on. Sorry, the dog wanted out. So I decided I was coming off then. But folks said to me, you know, you're not thinking straight. Your dad's just died. You love your allotment, which is all true. So, you know, don't quit. So I didn't quit. Dropped off a plot. I'm very sore about the fact that I think I was tricked out of my greenhouse, which might be what happened, might not be what happened. That's how I feel. Anyway, so this year, last month, I had a letter about weeds, which annoyed me. And I was in two minds whether to come off or not. Because I've started growing things in the back garden. When I first took the plot on, I had a tiny garden. I've got quite a big garden now. I've started growing things in the back garden. It's so much easier just to come outside and do it whenever the weather suits and the mood and the kids help and the husband helps, which he wouldn't help down the allotment. And I haven't got to be constantly cutting back grass and buying weed and brambles like I am down the allotment. And sometimes I go down the allotment and it takes us that long to get down there. By the time we get down there, it's raining and I ain't got a shed and we have to come back. Or by the time we get down there, the toddler's fed up and I have to come back and I get nothing done. Which would be fine. But, you know, now you've got the whole, I'll get a bloody letter about it. And I was also thinking, with my this nerve damage I've got in my face now, which come across last year, my trigger is stress. So I'm trying to eliminate stress wherever I can, because I don't want to be ill. And I know folks say dig your heels in, you know, don't let them have your plot. You've had that plot a long time, stand up for your sen. But I have that much crap to deal with, generally, anyway. And people causing me trouble anyway. I just don't want to deal with more of it. And then, what put tin hat on it was them on the plot next door. He's nutty's a fruitcake anyway, because last year when I moved them wooden raised beds back here, even to my face, he kept saying, that Polish bloke down there has been on your plot and eat your raised beds. And even when I kept saying to him, no, I've took them at my house, he was, no, Polish bloke's been on your plot, the Polish bloke's seen him. And he told the committee that, and I went to the committee and I said, I don't want anybody getting in trouble, so I'm just telling you, them raised beds, I took them, they're at my house, nobody's been robbing off my plot. So they know he's nutty's fruitcake anyway. But I guess this email, him on the plot next to me, I told lies saying my kids had trampled his allotment and littered on it. The toddler's gone across twice and we brought him back. My kids I've been on there 11 years. I've never had my kids accused or anything like that. They don't go trampling other people's plots. They don't go littering on other people's plots. And with about weeds as well, again. And we went, I've got video footage of this, on my Patreon, they've seen it. We went down, well, first he put a pathetic little fence up, was like, yeah, keep your kids off my plot, and I was like, whatever. But then we went down the other day and he moved it across, so it was halfway across the path, so I couldn't get my pram on, I couldn't get my baby on my own plot, and I had to film us moving the fence back a little bit so I could get on the thing, so that when they complain we've trashed their fence, I can prove that we didn't. And I went down the other night the man who's took on the bottom half of my plot, I told him that I'm thinking of coming off, and you know, he can have my plot if he wants it. Same as anything I leave behind, he can have it if he wants it. But he's took on the other side now as well, so he says he won't be taking my plot on. He's took the other side on, no. But he was slagging nut job off, saying he's complained about this, that and the other. And he was going, honestly, don't let it put you off. I dig heels, and he says about 10 years ago I was on the allotments, I just walked off, left everything. He said polytunnel, greenhouses, my chickens, everything. He said, because I'm just done with people. He says, I've ended up coming back. He says, so just keep your plot. So, hang on, this video's going too long. So, I do feel sad about coming off, because I've been on there 11 years. But I think it's the right thing. But get this, right? I thought, I pay my rent in December. So I thought, well, I'm good till December. You know? So I've got time to think about what I'm doing. I've got time to move everything off. I can cut them raspberry canes down and then fruit trees down and move them back. I'll lose my strawberries, but whatever. In winter when you're meant to move things like that. But now they've changed the rules. They've upped the rent and they've changed it, so you have to pay your rent in the end of August. And if you haven't paid the rent at the end of August, they kick you off on the 1st of September. So I've either got to pay rent, which has gone up, so I can stay on there till December to move things off. The year's rent when I'm not planning on staying on a year, even though I've already paid till December. Or I've got to get everything off in 4 weeks. And what I can't get off, I lose. Or I've got to have it another year. So I don't know what I'm doing. But I'll show you down allotment and you can advise me. Pudge has agreed to look after the vicar's garden while she's on holiday again this year, but we've just come down and there's an injured hedgehog, so Beanie's going to move it to a pot and we're going to take it to the vets in a minute. He's wearing gloves, all safety, don't worry. Hi Barry, careful, oh Barry, careful! Oh, very careful! Hang on. He's rolled in a ball then? Oh. The hedgehog's gone to the vets. I've made Beanie thoroughly wash his hands. He was wearing gloves, but I've still made him thoroughly wash his hands. And we'll come back again tomorrow to water, but we're good. Said they could go park. No, not. Yeah, Berry. Pour it in then. That's it, make a potion. Yeah. We're down the allotment. You'll see things have disappeared. The grass needs doing because we've had lots of rain, and like I said, I'm pretty much just coming down to get things off now. I want to remove all them bricks and bring them back. All the strawberries on that side, for some reason, the strawberries always turn out manky. They just don't taste nice, so I'm not bothered about them. I was hoping to get some runners off this side, but then that's going to happen now if I've got to rush coming off. All my sticks that were holding that fence up have gone, but the fence is still there. Grass needs doing. The raised beds have gone. That bit of white wood there was that raised bed I told you about. It was on that one and it was rotten. One side was rotten, so we just destroyed it. Hello bud, good boy. This is the path look, which is on my side. I put it down and he put his little fence halfway across it, so I couldn't get my baby on. It's being vindictive and I moved it back. Pudge's beetroot hasn't done very well, but I think that in hindsight, I think that's just whatever you want, darling. I thought in hindsight it's the shade from the tree, I think, and it's just become overgrown. That needs to go. We'll have to have scrap. What have we got round here? See, all these toys need to go back. I've got some peas coming up. Pudge pot's just got a pod off. Let's get some pods on. These onions are alright, but they're not as big as... I've already harvested some really big ones. And these aren't really big, but they're alright. That had a tyre around it. The tyre's already come back. I might take a tyre back today. Peas, rows and rows of potatoes. That's the only thing I can't recreate at home. And my fruit trees, look, I'm still into mind what to do about them. Him on the bottom, who's stuck on this side, he said he'd have them if I couldn't move them. And I don't mind him having them, but I don't want that side getting them, or the committee getting them. So rose potato plants, the Pudge is so helpfully hoeing for me. That bath, I put weeds in it because it was no good. Needs holes drilled in the bottom, which I can't do, so I'll probably leave that bath here, or let him on the end of it. And then this bath, some of the onions are doing alright, some aren't. Now there's that bath there that's got onions in. There was a bath there, but that's already gone back. That's the one me and Pudge carried in about killed us. My strawberry plants, not strawberries, raspberry canes have just took over a lot, but we've hardly had any raspberries. I might be wrong, but I think Maria from Richardson Simple Living said on hers that she's not had that many either, but I might be wrong. Just thought rain. But I don't know about moving them either, because you move them in winter, don't you? But yeah, this is the allotment.
You want us to buy these onions?
Yes, darling. So I'm just deciding what I'm going to take back today. I asked my neighbour if he'd help with a van, and he said he would. But not be for a couple of weeks, so I don't really want to hang on for him for everything in case he lets me down. We're bringing back 2 tyres. The digger kind of makes it official. And I've got some onions. But it was one of them days where everything's lovely down there and you think, oh, I'm doing the right thing. Well, I think I am doing the right thing. I'll see you next month for an update.